Hey, Scott here. Welcome to the man's mental load. The man's mental load. Man, I've never heard of that before. I've heard about the mental load for women, but never for men. Well, now you are. And you know what triggered me to do this YouTube channel is this female online creator who I'm not going to mention her name, not going to give her any, props here. But take a look at Awaken with JT, I think it is, or JP, Awaken JP. He's got a great video about this person. He acts like he's the lineman. I'll put the link in the description. I think he's got like over 800,000 views on it. But he takes this online creator and he talks about him being the lineman, the husband. Anyway, the man's mental load. So we all understand, and I agree with this female online creator, yes. There's a lot of stuff that wives and mothers do. The backpack, the shoes, the socks, the online forums for the kids, driving the kids here and there, speech therapy, dance classes, baseball. I totally get that, and I have a lot of respect and a lot of admiration for the moms, especially the single moms. I mean, this online creator, a female lady who I won't mention, she's got a husband who's a lineman who's probably making a lot of money, working overtime, making money, and she's totally ungrateful, totally, has no compassion at all, no sympathy, and just totally self-absorbed with the list of what she does, what he does. Very sad, just a very sad person. Now you even feel worse for the guy, unless he's in on it and he's helping cash the checks, with this clickbait. But anyway, let's move on. The one thing that men don't know, especially young men, don't know when they fall in love with a girl or they're dating a girl or whatever, when they're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, they're dealing with the girl's period, right? And he sees that she's emotional or she's this or she's that. But Fresh and Fit, whatever podcast, Better Bachelor, none of them, Andrew Tate, none of them have talked about what I'm going to talk about today. And that's menopause. Now, I know what you're saying. I can hear you through the phone right now, but what about men's midlife crisis? Well, I call that midlife clarity, where the man wakes up one day, he's looking in the mirror and he's looking at his life, what he's done, what he hasn't done. He sees and hears his nagging, complaining, fault-finding, Monday morning quarterbacking wife who's never happy. And it's midlife clarity. And he's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? I've spent 20, 30, 40 years, working to provide for my family and, do the best I can, But let's talk about menopause. And that's one thing I think these other male channels need to talk about, because we talk about our wedding commitments, sickness, health, rich or poor, death to us part, and all this stuff. And guys, young guys, I got married when I was 22. Yeah, the guys know about the girl's period, right? And her being emotional. But it's very rarely talked about that when the woman is pregnant and has a child, her emotions also are going off the charts. Her hormones and everything. And so then you're dealing with that. But menopause, that's even worse. I'm hot, I'm cold, I love you, I hate you. The thinning of the vaginal wall, and then the woman gets on estrogen and progesterone, and then you're really dealing with a monster. You're dealing with a monster then. Now, we can talk about guys all day long. Oh, he loses his temper, he's short-tempered, he's curt, he's impatient, and listen, I'm a guy, I get all that. Can I be impatient? You betcha. Can I want things the way I want them? Yes. But with women, I think more and more guys my age need to educate these younger guys. Listen, and I'll tell you what it's all about. You've seen on social media that guys want peace. When they come home, they want peace. Now, what's that mean? What's the code for that? Well, the man wants peace. He doesn't want to be nagged, complained, fault find. He doesn't want the wife to hand him a list. Hey, here's your to-do list for the weekend. Trim the bushes, wash the car. We got ball practice. We got this. He doesn't want that. He wants peace and quiet. He's worked all week, whatever job he's had, either the desk job Maybe he's a home healthcare rep going out knocking on doors, trying to get referrals. Maybe he's an IT guy dealing with people. Maybe he's that lineman, like that female online content creator. He's a lineman. Maybe he works for Duval Asphalt. He's pouring asphalt down on a road. Maybe he's working on trees. Maybe he's a doctor, lawyer, whatever he is. You know, he's got stress of his own. He's got a boss at work who's riding him. So when the man comes home, a man's castle, he wants to rest and relax. Now, you know, back in the 50s and 60s, you would see these articles, and it's funny seeing them now now that's back when the wife stayed home and when the man could provide on one paycheck, and that's no longer the way it is. Most guys can't, and if the woman is home all day, she doesn't feel useful, she doesn't have a purpose. So, you know, she's going to want to get her own job, she's going to want to have her own validation, she's going to, whatever job it is, she wants to feel needed and have adult conversations. I can't tell you how many women I've talked to who have said, you know, who wants to be home all day doing laundry and dishes and being with the children all day? I want adult conversations, adult. And, you know, some women go to Bible studies, or some women go down and hold the crack baby at the hospital, or some women volunteer at a certain place. But most women don't want to do these volunteer things because they want to be paid. They want to be paid for their time. Their time's valuable. Their time's important. So they want to be compensated for it. So anyway, what I'm saying is a lot of things in this video. Number one, guys, you need to realize when you're dating, when you're about to get married, you're not just dealing with a woman on her period, right? You're going to be dealing with a woman when she gets pregnant with your child. Hormones, you know, so having the baby, and then the motherly hormones toward the child, which means you're going to be sleeping on the couch. She's not going to be putting you first. You know, somebody was saying about this female online content creator. Actually, she said it. Why aren't you fun anymore? Well, we all know why she's not fun anymore. Number one, she's probably gained weight. Number two, she's dealing with the backpacks and the online school forums and ballet and baseball and you know, the doctor's appointments and buying new shoes and underwear. She's got all these things going, rattling around in her head. You know, the mental load, which this lady has talked about. And of course, now as she's getting older, you know, stuff starts to sag, the cellulite, you know, the sagging, you know, she's not as good looking as she was in her 20s. And as she's getting 30, 40, 50, 60, she's looking in the mirror and going, oh my. And we all know that with these women who take Botox, they get addicted to it. They're looking in that real, you know, 10K face mirror and saying, oh my God, oh no, no. And so she's going, oh my gosh, I got to keep up this appearance for my husband, because why did my husband marry me in the first place? For my looks. And so when she sees her looks fade, and you hear this all the time about women who take Botox, they get addicted. It's kind of like people like with tattoos, they get addicted, you know, to the tattoos, right? And it's the same way with this. What I'm saying is, guys, you need to be aware. If you want peace, if you really want peace, don't get married. Don't have kids. If you want to play Fortnite, if you want to, you know, game, whatever you do, Minecraft, you want to shoot pool on Friday nights with your buddies, you want to go to the movies, you want to hunt, fish, mountain bike, parasail, don't get married. Because what's going to happen is when you get married, she's going to want all your time and attention. She's going to want you sitting next to her on the couch, paying attention to the Hallmark channel. And every Hallmark movie's the same, right? The girl leaves a small hometown, goes to New York or Chicago, has a great job. Her male boss is a millionaire, rides around in a limo, but he's probably married, or you know, he's very self-centered. The boy, who is now the fire chief back in Little Town, USA, oh my gosh, the Strawberry Festival. She flies home to help her dad, who has cancer, with the Strawberry Festival because they have a strawberry farm. And she had to take time off of work. She's got a big project. The guy comes in on the G550. Hey, Sarah, I'm so sorry. You know, I know I was mean to you. I'm going to divorce my wife. I will marry you. But the fire chief, who was kind of a middle guy, but rugged, jaw, you know, real strong, Josh Henderson. You know, remember Josh Henderson? I think he was on one of the Hallmark movies. Just Google Josh Henderson. Good friend of mine. He was in the Dallas reboot, Josh Henderson. But anyway, they have that kind of look, right? But that wife is going to want you she's going to want you under her watchful gaze 24/7. She doesn't want you doing what you want, when you want, with whom he wants. She wants you right there because she's trying to keep you in that lane. And I saw a couple videos too. The reason why women run up all the debt is so the guy can't afford another woman or a side chick, which take that as you want to. But the man's mental load, we have a mental load too, right? We're trying to provide, we're trying to stay in shape, we're trying to eat healthy, we're trying to do everything we can for our families because for most, not all, but most guys, we are good guys. Now, are there the guys that are smoking dope, smoking pot, playing Fortnite, hanging out with their buddies? Yeah. But that goes back to the ladies. If you didn't make the right choice of guy, if you got pregnant, trying to get the guy and now the guy's a bum. But see, people change. Actually, my best friend says this. When you're 18, you're a certain way. When you're 28, you're a certain way. When you're 38, you're a certain way. When you're 48, you're a certain way. When you're 58, you're a certain way. People change, right? Both men and women. So all I'm saying is the man's mental load. We have it too. Guys, if you want your peace, don't get married, don't have kids. And if you are going to get married, you got to know about menopause. Learn everything you can about it. Get ready for it because she will become a monster. This is Scott with the man's mental load. Please leave your comments. I'll read them all. I'll answer them. And like it, hate it, really don't care. I'm just sharing what is not being shared about the man's mental load.